Hello class, and welcome to another class with Professor Choi. Today we are here to talk about how to build a dot plot diagram and a stem and leaf diagram. Now, again, this is the kind of stuff that you would normally see in an intro to statistics class. So we're just gonna go over how to build these two. A dot plot and a stem and leaf diagram is something that people used to use a lot a long time ago when we didn't have stuff like Excel and things of that sort. But we still teach it in Intro to Statistics class because it's a simple way to show people particular things on your data, and they're super easy to do. So it turns like random, stuff like this into something that you can easily understand. Okay? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a dot plot diagram. All right, now a dot plot diagram is basically a diagram where we create a line and we literally just put plots on the numbers. So this right here, say, are the commissions that people that sell cars in this dealership called Ch4 Motors are getting paid. And let's say that we want to kind of analyze that in a sort of graph or bar chart, but we want to make a quick one. All right, so a quick one will be something like a dot plot. All right, now I can see that the numbers go from about 100 to 690. So we're just going to go over here and we're going to start at 100. Then we're going to go for 200, then 300, then 400, then 500, then 600. There's a 690, so it ends at 700. All right? And then now what we're going to do is every time we see one of these, we're going to put a dot. So at 140, we put a dot. Then at 210, we put another dot. Then at 147, we put another dot. Then at 545, we put another dot. Then at 149, we put another dot. Then at 215, we put another dot. There we go. All right. Then at 690, we put another dot. Put another dot at 327. Now notice, by the way, that 690 here, 327. Notice that we don't have any repeated numbers right now. As soon as we see a repeated number, though, we don't have to put a number again because we already have a dot for that. So let's go to 210. Now notice that 210, we already have a 210. So we're not going to go ahead and put 210 again. We just put a dot on top of 210, which is here. All right. And we have number 402. We don't have 402 repeated, so we got to put a dot for that. We got 147. As you can see, 147 is already repeated here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put another dot on this 147 here. Okay. 148 is not repeated. It's not there, so we got to put it in there. Oh Lord, it doesn't fit. There we go. All right. 210. We already have a 210, and it's this number here. So we got to put there. Notice that we got three 210s, 210, 210. Oh no, that was a 215. Okay. Oh yeah, we got three 210s. All right, cool. We got 145. We don't have 145 here. Oh Lord, it doesn't fit. Okay, so we got to put another dot, one for each. Then we got 212, which again we don't have here. And we got a 205, which is also not repeated. Will be somewhere on here. All right, and that's what a dot plot is. Dot plot diagram. All right, now notice that some of the things that you see on a dot plot diagram is that there's some numbers that start like popping up. So if somebody asks you something like, which one is the most repeated commission, or what is the commission that most people get paid, you can say something like, well, most people get paid somewhere around here. Because look at how all the dots sort of like are right there. So you can say that most people get paid anywhere between 140 to about 215 in commission. And that is the purpose of something like a dot plot. So it takes this piece of data here and it allows you to easily see something like that. Alright, so let's move on and create our second thing for today, which is something called a stem and leaf diagram. Now, a stem and leaf diagram is usually something that we use in order to sort of like turn lots of pieces of data into something smaller, and a lot of it is so that you don't lose the data set. In other ways of turning lots of data into something smaller, a lot of the times, like a frequency table, you lose some of the data points. So as a consequence of that, if you want to calculate things with it, you basically have to take an estimate. You don't really have the real numbers anymore. Now in a stem and leaf, you don't lose any piece of data. You always maintain basically the entire data, because you can always recall the entire data by just pulling the numbers out of that stem and leaf. Alright, so let's create a stem and leaf with these numbers that we have here. Alright, now the stem is going to be whatever numbers you got in the front. The leaf is always the one number at the end. So if we got 140, we're going to put 14 and then a 0. Alright, if we got a 210, we're going to put 21 and then a 0. We got 147. Notice that we already have a 1-4, so we don't need to put another 1-4. We only got to put the 7. Now we got a 545 here, 545. So we're going to put 54 and then a 5. Alright, in here we have a 149, 149, but notice that we already have a 14, so all we got to do is we put the 9. Then we have a 215. We already have a 21, so we just got to put 5. Alright, got a 690. So 69 and a 0. Alright, we got a 327. 32 and a 7. Alright, we have a 210. So that's a 21 and a 0. Notice that we're going to keep that 0, because if we have two zeros, it means that we have two 210s. We have a 210 and a 210. Alright? Then we're going to have this 402 here. Do we have a 40? No. So we got to make one. 40 and then 2. 147, we do have a 14. So we just put the 7. 148, we have a 14. So we just put the 8. We got a 210 again. We already have a 21. So all I need is a 0. We got a 145. We have a 14 already over here. So we just need the 5. We have a 212, so we already have a 21, so all we need is to put the 2. And we have a 205, so we don't have a 20, so we need to put the 20 and the 5. Alright, the next thing that you need to do, if you want to make it nice and pretty, is you got to put these in order from smallest to largest. So let's start creating our pretty one over here. Let's do our pretty one over here. Running out of space, huh? Alright, so for our pretty one, what we're going to do is we're going to put it smallest to largest. So we're going to start with this 14 here. We're going to put the 14, and then we're also going to organize this. So we're going to do 0, 5, 7, 7, 8, 9. 0, 5, 7, 7, 8, 9. Notice that I put it in order. Alright, for the next one, 14, the next number here is 20. So we're going to put a 20 and a 5. Next number that we have is this 21. And then we're going to organize this. So we're going to put 0, 0, 0, 2, 5. Then we're going to take this number here, the next one's the 32, and we got the 7. And we're going to take this 40 here, we got the 2. We're going to take this 54 here, we got our 5, and we got our 69, and our 0. And there you go. That is a completed stem and leaf diagram from this data set right here. Okay. Remember to keep tuning in to Professor Choi for more knowledge on statistics and economics. Have a good one.